Akio listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome to the podcast. This is day 12 of the Summer Grand Sumo Tournament in Nagoya, Japan. Interesting battle shaping up for the Yusho. There are some real questions to be asked about the Yokozuna's performance. First up though, let's have a look at Shishi versus former Ozeki Asaniyama. Two contenders, one a former Ozeki, one a relative newcomer to the top division. Shishi, with his awkward style of sumo, seems to be hitting a new phase. Two matas by Shishi, fairly slow matas, funnily enough. Shishi fires in, gets a left outside, right inside body grip. He converts to a Migiyotsu, a right belt grip, and moves Asaniyama to the bails and kind of uses his hips. He's got pretty good hip movement to break Asaniyama's balance, moves his hips to the side, pulls Asaniyama over the bails. Look, I'd say that's an impressive improvement with Shishi, the way he used his hips to break his opponent's balance. He seems to have found a new way to deploy it. Either way, incredible double digits for Shishi, 10 and 2 on the rise. Asaniyama, he's now out of it, but he still does have Kachikoshi 8 wins. Takerufuji and Takayasu up next. The hard-charging Takerufuji rejoining top division after a nasty ankle injury for his Yusho previously, dropped him to Juryo for a while. Takayasu never won a Yusho match, much to his fans' annoyance. And what do we see? Well, it was a henka. It was probably closer to a diagonal henka, but Takerufuji grabs the belt, pulls Takayasu through down into the alley. Everyone will call it a henka. I'd give it maybe a 50-60% henka. A little bit to the side. Not maybe a full jump. Double digits for Takerufuji. He'll still cop a bit of criticism for that one. 10 and 2. Takayasu falls one behind. 9 wins, but still a chance. Koto Eiho, another contender, rose up to the Sanyaku with a battle with Sekiwake Atami Fuji. And it was a banger of a match. Atami Fuji drives Koto Eiho to the bail. Koto Eiho, he drives back and pushes him back again. Koto Eiho gets a right inside belt, drives Atami Fuji to the bails briefly. Atami Fuji pushes back again. They lock up in the center, looking for a bit of belt dominance. Koto Eiho has wisely had his mawashi tied fairly loosely, and that prevents a good grip and leverage. As Atami Fuji has a Migiyotsu and a right-hand belt grip and tries to push Koto Eiho to the bails. Koto Eiho just turns his hips slightly, breaks the push, then drives back across the ring. Atami Fuji tries a Tsukinage late at the bails on the retreat, but Koto Eiho is lifting the belt. They pause at the bails as Koto Eiho goes down forward, and Atami Fuji is on the bails with his ankle just over and steps out. Look, it's super close. The judges call a mono-e. After a short look at the video replays, it's a Tori Naoshi rematch, too close to call. In the second round, Atami Fuji remembers he's a big boy and gets under Koto Eiho's arms and drives him back and over easily. That was a bit easier this time. Atami Fuji moves to 9 wins. He's still in it and one behind the leaders. Koto Eiho, he stays on 9 wins in the same group. Yokozuna Hoshoryu faced off with Ozeki Korozakura. And if it's not the most frustrating thing to watch, wait until we talk about Onosato. Good touchy-eye as Hoshoryu thrusts forward. He's pushing Koto Zakura back, but Korozakura slips diagonal, gets a hand on the back of the Yokozuna's belt and pulls him through. Look, learn some damn patience, Yokozuna. It's the same mistake over and over again. That is the frustrating bit. 7 wins for the Yokozuna Hoshoryu and the Ozeki apiece. Next up, if you need some frustration in your life, be an Onosato fan. Kirishima is in the leading pack up against the Yokozuna. Kirishima meets Onosato at the tachi, gets hold of his arm, and then Kirishima pulls Onosato around and down using the arm. Totari arm pull is the call. The Yokozuna is just awful at the moment. There's nothing more to be said there. 10 wins Kirishima. He joins the lead pack. Next up, Koroshoho is up against Aonishiki. Aonishiki already on 10 wins, hoping to extend into the lead again. Good touchy-eye. Koroshoho thrusts at Aonishiki off the touchy-eye. He keeps up the thrust and gets a deflecting thrust on Aonishiki, who goes to the bails and gets pushed over. Oshidashi Aonishiki limps off. The rest, they all catch up with the Sekiwake and now all sit on 10 wins. So let's have a look at a few of the other fights tonight. Debutant Komusubi Yoshino Fuji got a bit of an unlucky deflection off Hiradumi to allow Hiradumi to get his second win of the tournament, a Kuridashi rear push out. Yoshino Fuji 5 wins and he's on wood. He can't afford any more losses. Hiradumi 2 and 10 having just an awful time of it. Oho, having a similar tournament, got steamrolled easily by Chiranumi. 1 and 11 for Oho. Some form of injury happening there as Oho winced pretty hard after he went over the bales. Fujinokawa, he faced Gonayama. Fujinokawa fired into the tachiai, got a right hand under Gonayama's arms, pulled a beautiful Tsukunage body throw. 6 and 6 Fujinokawa, still a chance of Kachikoshi. Gonayama, is in trouble. He's on 5 and 7. Takanosho delivered a fairly violent Nodowa neck thrust on Hakano Fuji off the tachiai and just followed it up and drove him out. That was nasty. What did he ever do to you, Takanosho? 6 and 6. Hakano Fuji on his third loss in the row, but he's on 7 wins. Only needs one more for his Kachikoshi. Daisho, he dealt with Fuji Seien fairly easily. Fuji Seien 7 and 5, I should say. Daisho easily pushed him out. Wakamoto Haru showed a bit of purpose and dealt with Ichi Yamamoto. Decent Oshidashi, some fight there left, and Wakamoto Haru 6 and 6, and a chance of Kachikoshi. Ichi 5 and 7, he's in a little bit of trouble, needs no more losses. Ura not having a good time of it. Roga with his orthodox sumo forced Ura down. Yuri Tayoshi 4 and 8 Ura and 6 and 6 Roga. Fuji Ryoga got his Kachikoshi with a win over Nishiki Fuji. Big scowl on Fuji Ryoga's face, his eyebrows. Tsukitoshi thrust down on Nishiki Fuji. He just pivoted slightly, gave Fuji Ryoga a chance to thrust him down. Fuji Ryoga was complaining that he had no friends at the last Jungyo. Obviously, he's fairly new to the top division, doesn't know anybody. One of the lads says he's scary looking and needs to change his eyebrows. I'm sure he'll do fine. Tobizaru did an Arby special, lifting and dropping on a Katsu, stepping out of the way. That was his 4th win. He's already Makekoshi 4 and 8. And a hanker by the very large Mitakayumi on De Cezanne. Doesn't work as he gets on the belt and Yoriku's Mitakayumi out. Mitakayumi also having a terrible basho, 1 and 11. So that's it for tonight, folks. All the leaders on 10 wins. Day 13 matches are now published. Oshoryu faces Atami Fuji. Takeda Fuji faces Onosato. Shishi faces Ozeki Korizukura. That'll be a big test for him. Takayasu faces Koroshoho and Yoshino Fuji faces Koto Eho. And in the match of the night, Ozeki Kirishima faces Aonishiki. That's one to look forward to. Should be match of the night, that one. Join me again, folks. Hakioi. Let's learn sumo.